The quantum fluctuation detector whined for the third time that morning, its amber display pulsing erratically across Olivia Reed's tired face. She'd been tracking these anomalies for weeks now, impossible readings that defied everything she knew about subatomic behavior. According to every physics textbook ever written, the patterns dancing across her screen shouldn't exist. You should really get some sleep, said her research assistant, Tomas, placing a fresh cup of coffee beside her keyboard. These readings will still be weird tomorrow. Olivia rubbed her eyes and smiled weakly. Just one more algorithm. There's a pattern here I can almost grasp, like someone's trying to communicate through quantum noise. Tomas rolled his eyes good-naturedly. The universe sending love letters to Dr. Olivia Reed. How romantic. She threw a crumpled paper at him as her phone buzzed. It was her brother, Nathan. Need to talk. Weird dreams again. Same symbols. Olivia frowned. Nathan's episodes had started around the same time as her anomalous readings, probably coincidence. But the scientist in her couldn't ignore potential correlations. She texted back a quick reply promising to call later. The lab door hissed open, revealing Dr. Harlow, the facility director, accompanied by someone Olivia had never seen before. The woman beside Harlow moved with unusual grace, her posture perfect, her gaze observant yet somehow distant. She had striking platinum blonde hair that seemed to capture light differently than it should, and eyes of such a deep blue they appeared almost violet under certain angles. Dr. Reed, Harlow announced, meet Dr. Emery Voss. She's joining us from the International Quantum Research Coalition. Given your recent findings, I thought you two should collaborate. Emery Voss extended her hand. Dr. Reed, your work on quantum entanglement predictive models is groundbreaking. The moment their hands touched, the detector across the room spiked dramatically, its alarm blaring. Both women turned toward the sound, but only Olivia seemed surprised. Happens all the time around sophisticated equipment, Emery said smoothly. Static electricity. But Olivia had never experienced anything like it before. The brief contact had sent a strange tingling sensation up her arm, almost like a mild electric shock. After Harlow left, Emery studied Olivia's workstation with intense focus. These patterns you're detecting, when did they begin? About 6 weeks ago. They don't match any known quantum signature. May I? Emery gestured to the keyboard. As she typed, Olivia couldn't help but notice how the lab lights seemed to dim slightly when Emery moved beneath them, or how the computer screen's brightness adjusted subtly when her fingers touched the keys. Fascina. Ting, Emery murmured. You've isolated the carrier wave beautifully. Carrier wave. Olivia leaned closer. You're suggesting these are deliberate transmissions? Emery's expression shifted almost imperceptibly. A theoretical possibility, of course. Quantum communications could potentially transcend normal spacetime limitations. Later that evening, as Olivia drove home, her phone call with Nathan troubled her deeply. His dreams had grown more vivid, mathematical sequences, star patterns, and strange symbols he couldn't possibly know. It feels like someone's trying to download information into my brain. Liv, he'd said, and sometimes when I wake up, the lights in my apartment flicker. As Olivia pulled into her driveway, the streetlight above her car buzzed and went dark. Looking up at her darkened house, she froze. Through her living room window, she could see a soft blue glow pulsing gently, illuminating a silhouette that seemed to be waiting for her, a silhouette with platinum blonde hair. The quantum detector in her bag suddenly activated, beeping insistently as if warning her that whatever waited inside wasn't merely unexpected, it was impossible. Starfall. Confession. Olivia's hand trembled as she inserted her key into the lock. The blue glow inside her home pulsed in perfect synchronization with her quantum detector's beeping. She considered calling campus security, but curiosity overrode caution, a scientist's fatal flaw. She pushed the door open. Hello, Emery Voss stood in the center of Olivia's living room, but she looked fundamentally different. Her skin emitted a subtle luminescence, with delicate patterns of light tracing beneath her surface like circuitry made of starlight. Her platinum hair floated slightly, as if underwater, and her eyes had fully transitioned to that impossible violet hue. I apologize for the intrusion, Emery said, her voice carrying harmonics Olivia felt rather than heard. But there's no time for conventional approaches. Olivia's scientific mind battled between terror and fascination. What are you? I am an observer from the Meridian Collective. What you would call. Emery hesitated. An extraterrestrial intelligence. The quantum detector screamed louder. Olivia's phone rang simultaneously. The screen glitching wildly. She glanced down the hospital's number. Your brother has been admitted to the neurology department, Emery said before Olivia answered. His condition is related to my presence here. The call confirmed Emery's words exactly. Nathan had collapsed during dinner, seizing while mumbling mathematical sequences. What did you do to him? Olivia demanded. Nothing intentional. Emery's luminescent patterns dimmed apologetically. The read genetic line carries a rare neurological structure, a quantum-sensitive variant that allows perception of frequencies beyond normal human range. Your research detected our communications. Nathan's brain is attempting to decode them. Olivia grabbed her keys. I'm going to him. You're coming with me to explain this to the doctors. The medical establishment. Can't help him, Emery said, her patterns pulsing urgently. But I can. During the tense drive to Memorial Hospital, Emery explained that the Meridian Collective had been studying Earth for centuries, using quantum frequencies to communicate across vast distances. Occasionally, humans with special neurological structures could inadvertently tap into these transmissions. Your quantum research created a focal point, Emery explained. It amplified our signals in ways we didn't anticipate. Nathan's brain tried to process too much information at once. At the hospital, they found Nathan connected to monitors that displayed brain activity patterns, identical to Olivia's quantum readings. His eyes fluttered beneath closed lids, his fingers twitching as if typing invisible equations. When the attending physician stepped out, Emery approached the bed. Her luminescence dimmed to near-human appearance, but her fingers glowed subtly as she placed them gently on Nathan's temples. What are you doing? Olivia whispered, helping his mind organize the information, creating neural pathways to process what he's receiving. Nathan's erratic vitals stabilized immediately. His eyes opened, now containing flecks of the same violet as Emery's. Liv, he whispered. I can see it all now. The patterns make sense. Before Olivia could respond, the door opened. A tall man in a lab coat entered, his movements perfect, his eyes holding the same otherworldly quality as Emery's. The lights flickered as he approached. Observer Voss, he said, his voice carrying the same strange harmonics. You've exceeded protocol. Intervention is forbidden. Observer Darian. Emery acknowledged. The situation required immediate action. Darian's attention shifted to Olivia. You've revealed yourself to this human? She detected our communications independently, Emery countered. Her research threatens to expose our presence to others less receptive. Olivia stepped forward. I deserve explanations. My brother is suffering because of your signals. Darian studied her with clinical detachment. The read neurological variant was supposed to be extinct. Your ancestors were part of our early communication attempts centuries ago. We're not experiments, Olivia said firmly. Emery moved subtly between them. Olivia's quantum research is groundbreaking. The collective could benefit from her insights. Something unspoken passed between the two aliens, a communication Olivia couldn't perceive. Finally, Darian nodded. The council must be informed. Until then, contain the situation. He turned to leave, but paused at the door. Remember your purpose here, Emery. Observation, not attachment. After he left, Nathan grasped Olivia's hand. They're studying human consciousness, Liv. They think we're evolving toward something they lost long ago, emotional resonance with. Quantum reality. Emery's patterns brightened with what Olivia somehow recognized as concern. Your brother needs rest, and you, her gaze met Olivia's, need to decide what happens next. Your research could help us understand each other, or it could start something neither of our worlds is ready for. Outside the window, stars pulsed with new meaning. As Olivia realized her life's work had just become infinitely more complicated and infinitely more important. 3 days after Nathan's episode, Olivia found herself in her lab after hours, surrounded by holographic projections of both quantum readings and her brother's brain scans. The similarities were undeniable neural pathways mirroring quantum communication patterns with perfect symmetry. Emery materialized from the shadows, her luminescence dimmed to near-human appearance. Olivia had grown accustomed to her sudden rivals, though the flutter in her chest when Emery entered a room remained inexplicable. "Your brother is recovering well," Emery noted, studying the brain scans. "His neural architecture is adapting to perceive our frequencies without overload." "And mine?" Olivia projected her own recent skin beside Nathan's, less developed, but present. "You channel the sensitivity into your research, rather than direct perception, different expressions of the same genetic trait." Olivia turned to face her. "Why are you really here, Emery?" "Observation doesn't require direct contact." Emery's patterns shifted through shades of blue and violet emotions Olivia was learning to read. "The Meridian Collective has watched humanity for millennia, documenting your evolution. Recently, we detected quantum sensitivity re-emerging in certain genetic lines. It concerns some members of the Council. Concerns them. Why? Because it suggests convergent evolution. Our species developed along different paths, yet somehow humans are independently evolving the same quantum-sensitive neural structures that define meridian consciousness." Olivia processed this. "You're afraid we'll become like you?" "Some fear it, others hope for it." Emery moved closer, her patterns brightening. "I was sent to observe, but I found myself invested in the outcome." The air between them seemed charged with possibility. Olivia's quantum detector hummed softly, responding to energy she couldn't see but increasingly could feel. Their moment was interrupted by a security alert. The lab door hissed open, revealing Darian accompanied by another Meridian, this one female with patterns that pulsed with cold efficiency. "Observer Voss," the female Meridian said, "the Council has reviewed your reports. They find your methods concerning." "Coordinator Nix," Emery acknowledged, "Dr. Reed's research provides valuable insights into human quantum perception." Nix's attention shifted to Olivia. "This human presents complications. The Reed variant is more advanced than anticipated. The Council questions the wisdom of continued interaction." Darian moved toward Olivia's computers. "We should contain the research until a decision is reached." Olivia stepped between him and her work. "This is my life's research. You have no right. Your work threatens to expose our presence," Nix stated flatly. "That cannot be permitted." Emery's patterns flared with unexpected intensity. "Olivia Reed isn't just a subject coordinator. She's a scientist exploring the same questions that drive our own research. Collaboration would benefit both species." Nix's patterns darkened. "You've developed emotional resonance with this human. It compromises your objectivity." The accusation hung in the air. Emotional resonance, the very thing the Meridians studied in humans, had apparently affected one of their own. "My findings remain scientifically valid," Emery insisted. A tense silence followed, broken by Olivia's phone. Nathan's text read, "They're coming for your research." Not all Meridians share Emery's perspective. "Get out now." "How is he receiving our communications?" Darian demanded, reading the message over Olivia's shoulder. "The Reed variant," Emery explained. "His neural adaptation is progressing faster than expected." Nix's patterns pulsed with alarm. "This confirms the Council's concerns. The situation requires immediate containment." Olivia felt the subtle shift in energy as the two Meridians prepared to take action. But Emery moved first, her hand finding Olivia's, where their skin touched. Light danced between them. "Trust me," Emery whispered, her voice resonating directly in Olivia's mind. Suddenly, every electronic device in the lab activated simultaneously. Screens flashed with equations. Printers spewed data, and the quantum detector wailed at unprecedented levels. In the confusion, Emery pulled Olivia toward the emergency exit. "We need to reach Nathan," Emery said as they ran across the darkened campus. "The three of us together can demonstrate what's possible when our species truly connect." "And if your Council disagrees?" Emery's patterns shifted to colors Olivia hadn't seen before. "Determination, perhaps, or something deeper. Then we show them that some connections transcend protocol. Some frequencies, once harmonized, cannot be silenced." Behind them, lights throughout the research complex flickered in pursuit, as the night sky above seemed to pulse with distant, watching stars. The safe house Nathan had directed them to was a remote cabin overlooking Lake Mendota, its isolation perfect for hiding from both human authorities and Meridian observers inside. Nathan had transformed this space into a makeshift laboratory, walls covered with equations and diagrams that mirrored the patterns flowing beneath Emery's skin. "I've been seeing their communication network," Nathan explained, eyes gleaming with violet flecks. "It's like a quantum internet spanning galaxies, and somehow I can access parts of it." Olivia studied her brother's work with growing amazement. "These equations solve problems I've been working on for years." "The Reed variant," Emery confirmed, her luminescence brightening in the dimly lit cabin. "Your neurological structure allows you to intuitively understand quantum principles that took my people centuries to develop mathematically." Over the next 3 days, they worked feverishly, Olivia translating Nathan's intuitive insights into scientific frameworks, Emery providing context from Meridian knowledge. What emerged was revolutionary, a communication protocol that could bridge human technology with Meridian quantum frequencies. During late nights, when Nathan finally succumbed to exhaustion, Olivia and Emery found moments of quieter connection. They sat on the cabin's porch beneath stars that seemed increasingly alive, sharing perspectives separated by light years yet connected by growing understanding. "Why did you help us escape?" Olivia asked on the third night, watching how moonlight played through Emery's luminescent patterns. "Because the Council is wrong about isolation being the only safe path." Emery's patterns shifted to warm purples and blues. "And because when I'm near you, I experience something my people have theorized but rarely achieve quantum resonance of." "Consciousness, is that your scientific term for attraction?" Olivia smiled, her hand cautiously moving to cover Emery's, where their skin met. Light danced between them, more intense than before. Emery's patterns responded, flowing toward Olivia's touch like water seeking its level. "We have no term for this," Emery whispered. "It's unprecedented." Their faces drew closer, the air between them charged with possibility. When their lips finally met, the cabin's lights flickered and died, plunging them into darkness illuminated only by Emery's glow, which had intensified to brilliant starlight. The kiss deepened, transcending physical sensation. Olivia felt her consciousness brushing against something vast and beautiful, Emery's mind opening to her, sharing emotions that had no human names but resonated with profound familiarity. Later, as they lay intertwined on the porch swing, Emery traced patterns of light across Olivia's skin. "My people will consider this connection dangerous because it changes both of us, because it proves that boundaries between species are more permeable than they believe. If humans and Meridians can connect this way, everything the Council assumes about controlled observation falls apart." Dawn was breaking over the lake when Nathan burst onto the porch, his expression urgent. "They've found us," multiple Meridian signals converging. The sky darkened unnaturally as clouds formed with impossible speed. Lightning danced between them, but instead of thunder, a high-pitched frequency made their ears ring. The lake's surface vibrated in geometric patterns. "The Council," Emery confirmed, her patterns shifting to alert colors. "They're deploying a containment field." Vehicles approached on the access road, black SUVs with government markings. Olivia's phone rang. Her laboratory director, Dr. Reed, Harlow's voice was tight. "Whatever you've discovered has attracted attention from national security agencies. They're classifying everything. I couldn't stop them." As the call ended, the clouds above parted, revealing what looked like heat distortions in the sky, a ship becoming visible. "Coordinator Nix is bringing a full intervention team," Emery said grimly. "They'll erase all evidence of contact, including your memories of me." "No." Olivia clutched Emery's hand tighter. "We've proven our species can connect. The protocol we developed, we need to broadcast it." Nathan interrupted, eyes wide with sudden inspiration. "If we can transmit our findings through their own quantum network, every Meridian will receive it simultaneously. They can't erase what's already been shared." Emery's patterns pulsed with hope and fear. "It would require channeling energy through all three of us. The Reed variant in both of you, amplified by my connection to the network." "Will it hurt?" Olivia asked. Emery's expression softened. I don't know. Nothing like this has been attempted. Government agents poured from vehicles as the air around the cabin began to shimmer. With meridian energy, time was running out. Nathan grabbed equipment from inside while Olivia and Emery connected it to the makeshift antenna he'd built days earlier. As they worked, Emery's patterns grew more vibrant, responding to the increasing meridian presence surrounding them. Whatever happens, Emery said, taking Olivia's hands as Nathan completed the final connections. Remember that some frequencies, once harmonized, echo across universes. The three joined hands, forming a circuit of human and meridian energy. Above them, the sky opened further as the meridian ship fully materialized, beautiful, impossible, and terrifying in its silent power. The moment the circuit completed between them, Olivia's perception expanded beyond anything she'd imagined possible. She saw the quantum network as Nathan did, a vast, pulsing web of light connecting distant stars. Through Emery, she felt the presence of countless meridian minds, their collective consciousness a symphony of mathematical precision. Their combined signal surged outward, carrying the communication protocol that developed proof that humans and meridians could share consciousness without losing their essential natures. The transmission was both data and experience, science and emotion intertwined. Round the cabin, the air shimmered as a dozen meridians materialized, their patterns displaying alarm. Coordinator Nix approached, her form vibrating with controlled fury. This unauthorized broadcast violates our most sacred protocols, she announced, her harmonics sharp with authority. You have exposed our existence to humanity's collective consciousness. Government agents had formed a perimeter, but now stood frozen, caught in some kind of stasis field. Only the three at the center, Olivia, Nathan, and Emery, remained fully aware, not to humanity. Nathan countered, his eyes now brilliantly violet, only to those with the Reed variant or similar neurological structures. A targeted transmission impossible, said Darian, joining Nix. Human genetics lack such specificity. Yet here we stand. Olivia gestured to the oblivious agents. They see nothing while we perceive everything. A new presence materialized, taller than the others, with patterns so complex they seemed to exist in additional dimensions. The Elder's rival caused all other meridians to dim their luminescence respectfully. Observer Voss, the Elder's voice resonated with ancient harmonics. Your actions cannot be undone. The knowledge you've shared will spread among those humans capable of receiving it. With respect, Elder Theron, Emery stood tall, her patterns synchronized with Olivia's heartbeat. That was precisely our intention. The Elder studied the three of them, focusing particularly on the points where their hands joined, where human and meridian energy flowed together. For millennia, we have observed humanity from a distance, believing separation necessary for both our species. The Elder's patterns shifted thoughtfully. Yet in 3 human days, you have achieved what our scientists thought impossible: resonant quantum communication between different evolutionary paths. Because evolution isn't just biological, Olivia said. Consciousness itself evolves through connection, not isolation. The Elder approached, extending a luminescent hand toward their joined circuit. May I? When the Elder's touch completed the expanded circuit, a cascade of understanding flowed between all present. Olivia glimpsed the meridian history, how they had evolved beyond physical limitations, but lost something vital in the process. She felt their longing for the emotional resonance that humans took for granted, and their fear that closer contact would destroy what made each species unique. The connection broke, leaving everyone momentarily breathless. The council must deliberate. The Elder finally said, but what has begun here cannot be reversed. The frequencies have harmonized, as the meridians conferred in silent communication. Emery turned to Olivia, their hands still intertwined. Whatever they decide, she whispered, I cannot return to mere observation. I've experienced connection now. Olivia's heart raced. What does that mean for us? Before Emery could answer, the Elder addressed them again. We propose a new protocol. The Reed siblings will become official liaisons between our species, working with a small team of meridians to establish controlled contact with other quantum-sensitive humans. A gradual introduction rather than sudden exposure. An observer Voss, Darian asked pointedly. The elder's patterns displayed what Olivia now recognized as something like amusement. Will serve as primary contact, given her established resonance. 3 months later, a small research facility opened on the shores of Lake Mendota, officially listed as a quantum computing center. Inside, a select group of scientists, all carrying variations of quantum-sensitive genetics, worked alongside Meridian observers to develop technologies and understanding that would eventually bridge two worlds. In private quarters overlooking the lake, Olivia traced the luminescent patterns that flowed beneath Emery's skin as they lay together, their consciousness intermingling in ways that transcended physical intimacy. "The first satellite launches next week," Olivia murmured. "Soon we'll be able to extend the quantum network to identified sensitives worldwide." "Are you nervous?" Emery asked, her patterns shifting to match Olivia's mood. "Terrified, excited, everything in between." Olivia smiled, "but mostly grateful that your signal found me." Emery's patterns brightened with emotion. "Among my people, there's an ancient concept called resonant destiny, the theory that certain frequencies across the universe are destined to harmonize, creating new patterns that could never exist separately. So we were cosmically inevitable." Olivia laughed softly. "Perhaps." Emery's expression grew serious. "Or perhaps we created something the universe had never seen before. Either way, it's just the beginning." Outside their window, the night sky pulsed with stars that no longer seemed distant, but connected waypoints in a network that grew stronger with each human mind that joined it. And somewhere in that vastness, other species waited to be discovered, other frequencies ready to join the expanding symphony. Nathan had called it the harmonic protocol, the gradual awakening of consciousness across species boundaries. The government called it a revolution in quantum computing. The Meridian Council called it a carefully managed experiment. But in quiet moments like this, when human touch created patterns of light and alien consciousness resonated with human emotion, Olivia and Emery simply called it love, the most powerful frequency in any universe.